$1 million of drugs were discovered disguised as SB boxes. Goat have been accused of backdooring these Jumpman jacks. Yeezys are 50% off online. And 2025 is shaping up to be an incredible year for the unks out there. All of these stories and a lot more in this week's Sneaker Wrap. Hello everybody, it is me, Jordan Young, back with another Certified Hood Classic. Every Saturday I do these weekly Sneaker Wrap videos where we cover some of the biggest stories from sneakers that have come out during the past week, look ahead to some exciting sneaker releases coming up, and generally just have a gay old time with one another. If you guys want to keep up with me in real time, be sure to go and follow me over on IG and TikTok. Let's start things off by recapping this week's biggest sneaker releases. I want to start off with these, the Kobe 4 Girl Dads. Apparently there was something like 75k pairs of these made available. I did see a couple of sneaker stores online come up with some interesting ways to make these available to the right types of people. A sneaker store in Houston ran a free throw shootout. Those that got the most in a row were given access to buy the shoes, with the bonus points available if you brought your daughter along to the competition. And then this other sneaker store in Texas gave early access to the fathers out there that had brought their daughters to the release. And what do you guys think? Are you guys in favor of these types of releases where access to the shoe is given preferentially to those that have a stronger tie-in to the design idea or the inspiration? Let me know. The other big release this week was Action Bronson's 1906R in the Scorpius colorway. This was an interesting one because in a similar vein to J Balvin with his Rio 3s on his website, Action Bronson also instituted a buy something else, get access to these type play in order to filter out bots. Basically, in order to participate, you had to visit the scorpiuslounge.com website, enter the password, click login, enter your email as well as the code provided, add the Baklava Scorpius crewneck to your cart. Once added, continue shopping, then add the shoes to your cart and then check out. The crewneck though was 120 bucks, whereas the shoes were only 185, and so with the taxes on top, this was a $353 excursion. What do you guys think of this? Are you quite happy to pay for an extra item if it means you're going to have a better chance of copping these sneakers manually? Or would you rather the Travis Scott method? Feel free to let me know. It was also a big week for Yeezy releases. The Confirmed app updated such cult classics like the 350 V2 Zebras, as well as the Pirate Black V1s, the Knit Runner boots for you guys over there in the US. I don't think these dropped for us here in the UK. And we also saw a lot of Yeezys go on sale on the Confirmed app and the Adidas website as well, including these, man. And this image here shows the stark downfall of this particular model, the 700 Minvin. These were going for 334 bucks back in 2022, and now they are sitting for $110. There's still plenty of opportunity to come up on Yeezys with a number of other drops set to go out, and apparently, according to Adidas CEO Bjorn Gulden, they still have something like $200 million worth of inventory to get rid of this year. Also had the New Balance ALD 1000s. There were 3 different colorways, this white colorway, as well as this gray colorway and this all black colorway. Also had the K54 Air Jordan 3 release, and also for us here in the UK, we had the SB Dunk Low in this Phantom and Hyper Royal colorway, which, although being a really nice colorway, still sat in a full-size run on the Nike Sneakers app. Did you guys manage to come up on anything this week? Feel free to let me know. Right, let's get into the news. There are some huge stories to talk about, and then there are a few non-stories that I'll try and make interesting, but I want to start off with this story here. This is the ultimate sneaker collection from the Dare to Dream auction that went live on Sotheby's this past week. Huge, crazy sneaker collection owned by Miles Nadal, and a lot of people are interested in this auction as it gives a little bit of insights into the current sneaker market, particularly at the higher end, considering all of these pairs were being auctioned off at no reserve. And so one of the biggest selling items were these, the Nike Moon shoes that the same collector bought in 2019 for $437,000. These sold at auction for $300K, so that is a huge loss. Also, this signed pair of game-worn Air Jordan 1s, the Chicago colorway, sold for something like $160K, so that is a big W there. I think they were expecting to get something like $2 million out of the collection, but ended up getting closer to 1.8, so not too bad, I would say, given the state of the sneaker market. This next story is a little bit of a non-story in a sense. We're talking about bricks of a different kind here, but it is a little bit sneaker related, as you can see here from the image. Off the coast of Florida, in 100 feet of water, divers have discovered a package containing 25 individually wrapped packages containing what they suspect to be cocaine adorned with this fake Nike SB branding. I don't know what these guys were thinking here, if they were maybe trying to disguise these packages as SB boxes. I'm not sure who they thought they were going to fool by putting the SB sticker on there, but a lot of people have been pointing to the idea that this could potentially be a really cool design motivation for an SB in the future. Goats came under fire online this week for apparently backdooring pairs of the recently released Jumpman jacks straight from the factory, and the evidence that was provided to back up this claim is the fact that customers have been receiving their Jumpman jacks in the box, in the paper, without the paper having been removed. Now, in order to authenticate these sneakers, you essentially have to take them out of the wrapping paper, give them the once over, authenticate them, and send them on. But because people have been receiving their shoes without the tampering of the paper, they're claiming that Goat have pretty much just backdoored these straight from the factory. Now, I have seen people react to this and say that you can actually take the shoes out of the paper without removing that little sticker on the top. It should also be mentioned that Goat do offer services where you can pay a little bit more money to get pre-verified items from highly trusted sellers. And so I don't think this evidence prima facie is enough to really support the claim that Goat have backdoored these pairs. What do you guys think about that? Kyrie Irving has been making waves all throughout the playoffs and has been taking W's left, right, and center, apart from in game one, of course, because of his successful move from Nike to Anta. His shoes have been really popular. It's a great looking model. He's been balling out in them. And the latest news is that he has signed his own father as the first signature athlete for his sub-brand of Anta. This is the first time that anything like this has been done, and it is a great way for Kyrie to give back to his dad. Zendaya has signed a multi-year brand partnership with On. If you guys aren't that familiar with On, they have some really popular models, including some running shoes, but are predominantly worn by either soccer moms or grandparents. And so maybe part of On's marketing strategy moving forward to try and dive in to a slightly younger and hipper demographic is to work with Zendaya. But I don't know if her input into the brand is going to make it any more desirable. You guys might have seen this video that was doing the rounds this week. It went kind of viral. It was a sit-down podcast interview with the MSCHF CEO, who said that they only apparently made 200 pairs of the Big Red boots, and the vast majority of the Big Red boots that you guys see out there in the wild are likely going to be fake. There were tons of people that came up on pairs of these, having bought them directly through the MSCHF websites. In fact, I'm pretty sure they even restocked them subsequently. So I'm not sure whether or not this 200 pairs claim is legit. Right, let's talk about some new sneakers, some exciting announcements, some upcoming bangers, all that type of stuff. The big story that came out this week was that Nike Air Max 95s are going to be converted into a skate shoe for next year. And this has sparked a little bit of debate because the Air Max 95 is a classic running shoe. It came out in 1995. It has the air bubbles. It has sort of a rugged traction pattern on the outsole. It's not the type of shoe that you sort of think of when you think of a potential skate shoe crossover. But it would be interesting to see how they would tool this model up and how they would reinforce it and how they would make it more amenable to skating. And this isn't the only non-skateboarding Nike that is apparently ready to be converted into a skate shoe next year either. There's also rumors that the Air Force One Low is going to be getting the same treatment as well. These are a little bit more viable because obviously the Nike SB Dunk Low has its roots in the Dunk, which is a basketball shoe. The Air Force One Low is originally a basketball shoe, and so this makes a little bit more sense as a crossover. But one of the criticisms that I'm seeing from a lot of sneakerheads is this is a little bit lazy from Nike, who seem to be kind of piggybacking off the brand's desirability of the Nike SB departments to try to co-op some cool. But what do you guys think? Is this lazy from Nike, just using the SB name to sell models that we've kind of grown tired of at this point? Or would you really like to see these models updated with the skating tooling? Let me know. Massive announcements for all of my OGs out there, all of my fellow unks. The Air Jordan 5 Grape are returning in 2025 with the Nike Air branding on the back, and hopefully with some updated shape, more reminiscent of the OGs. This one is a little bit more of a tentative rumor, but it's still doing the rounds nonetheless. The Air Jordan 4 White Cement is also supposed to be releasing next year as well. I'm not sure if this is going to be a reimagined. I'm really excited for this model because I happen to think that this is the best Air Jordan 4 colorway of all time, on God. And finally, for the OGs, the Air Jordan 10 Steel is set to return next year as well. It's being slated for the summertime, and I don't know how you guys feel about Air Jordan 10s. I find them incredibly comfortable, really nice shoe to wear. It's not my favorite Air Jordan model, but OGs out there are definitely going to be going for these. What about you? Right, we've had even more detailed looks at the Air Jordan 3 Amamanye in the black colorway. These are set to come out next month on the 18th for $250, which is a pretty hefty retail price, but the quality on these looks really good. I think if you've already got the original Amamanye pair in the lighter colorway, these are gonna be a necessity, and I'm liking them, man. The more images I see of these, particularly in the good res, I'm feeling them. What about you? Quite possibly the ugliest basketball shoe of all time, the Kobe Bryant Crazy 2 are coming back in 2025 as well. Now, this shoe right here looks like something out of a cartoon. It looks like some kind of Roblox or some kind of Fortnite shoes. With the whole Y2K trend thing coming back, I wouldn't be surprised to see these pop off in some fits by some fashion MFs, but the bulky, boxy nature of these don't really make these it for me, but they are coming back nonetheless. I just thought I'd mention that. For our first look at Bad Bunny's Gazzelle, these are called the San Juan. No release date information and not that many pictures to go off. We just have this picture of them here, probably taken from a very expensive hotel suite balcony. These do look nice, if not a little bit basic. What do you guys think? Coming soon, apparently, the Adidas Fear of God Athletics basketball shoe in a black toe colorway. No specific release date information on these, but if they're coming soon, they must be coming soon. And this colorway is really nice in my opinion. I haven't yet had a go at the Fear of God basketball shoes. Even though this release hasn't been that popular, I still think this is a nice looking shoe. What about you guys? I've had some even better detailed pics of the Air Jordan 1 High OG Black Toe Reimagined. These are set to come out later on in the year, 18th of October. A lot of people are gassed up for these. Even though the hype on Jordan 1s is dead these days, these are still going to be really popular. $180 is the retail, and obviously the big feature that makes these stand out from regular Jordan 1 highs is the fact that they don't have the Wings logo on the collar. I'm keen on these. I like them. I'm going to be going for them. What about you? These are pretty crazy. The Nike Air Max Craze are returning in 2025, and according to these pictures, man, this is a wild shoe. I can kind of remember these, but not really. Some of you guys out there might remember these from back in the 2000s, the early 2000s. These were part of Nike's Alpha Project division, which was the same division responsible for models like the Prestos and the Hyperflights. I do feel like the shoe tree with the sort of like spring action is kind of adding to the futuristic look of these. Doing a little bit too much there with the springs, but these are cool, man, and I can definitely see these being pretty popular. What about you guys? And we've got a whole bunch of SB news to talk about. First and foremost, we've got some on-foot looks at the Trocadero Gardens Nike SBs. Now, these are set to come out in July, but I did see some accounts suggesting that these were going to be landing at skate shops even this past week. So if you guys already managed to come up on a pair of these, feel free to let me know down below. But this colorway is really nice. What I'm impressed by is how good the quality looks on these. Official images of the Verdi collab on the SB Dunk Low, the Visti colorway. These are supposed to be coming out sometime this month. I've seen some accounts report that it might be on June the 21st. So stand by for some updates, but these are pretty crazy. It's a bit of a divisive one. I'm sure some of you guys out there are probably thinking, bro, those are dead, those are zesty, that's a kid's shoe, like what are you thinking? Like, these are wild. If you're saying these are a kid's shoe, well, they actually are. They're coming out in a full-size run, including in kids and toddlers sizes, so you can do the whole matchy thing with your kids if you're that way inclined. We've also had some on-foot looks as well as some updated release information for these, the Alexis Sablon SB Dunk Lows, man. These are wild. I'm loving the color. The texture kind of caught me off guard when I first saw the early images of these, but they're looking good in my opinion. Now, these are going to be coming out on the 22nd of August via skate shops. They're supposed to be coming out in a pack alongside a pair of Cons. Alexis Sablon is a Cons skate signature athlete, and this pack is going to be releasing via skate shops apps, etc. on the 22nd, and then later on the Nike Sneakers app on the 29th. I'm not sure if the Sneakers app release is also going to be the pack or if it's just going to be the individual shoe. We'll have to keep you guys updated there. Right, let's talk about some New Balances. We've had some detailed looks at the New Balance black and multicolor. These are set to come out this summer. So you've got an orange and purple sunset gradient across the side profile and the tongue, which look really cool. Another really nice pair of 1000s, the Angora or the Angora Moonrock, are releasing very soon. In fact, they could be imminent. I think these are really nice. I've been enjoying my New Balance 1000s. Have you guys gone out and got yourselves a pair yet? Feel free to let me know. Official images have loaded up for the Nina Chanel Abney Jordan 3s. These are set to come out on the 20th of this month and are probably one of the marquee releases for the month. $225. Very well received. The initial images had us frothing, and then subsequent images had people like me sort of scratching my heads thinking, is this the same shoe? But these updated product images have them looking, again, really nice. We saw Nina Chanel Abney actually seeding these out to some celebrities this week, as well as giving members of the Wings program pairs in hand as well. And so I'm looking forward to this release. I think they are pretty nice. I'm not going to be mad though if I miss out on them for retail. What about you guys? This is what happens when you combine a Prada America's Cup together with an Air Force One. You get this concoction here from Imran Potato. These look pretty cool, to be honest. They've been pretty well received, although a lot of people are pointing to the obvious copyright infringement that these shoes manage to successfully implement in respect of two different copyrights or trademarks. But listen, they're still pretty cool. Right, let's talk about this week's best upcoming sneaker releases. It's another week packed with Yeezy updates. On June the 10th, the app is going to be confirming with a whole bunch of cool Yeezys. On June the 11th, there's going to be some big updates as well, including probably one of the only Yeezys I'm keen to go after, which is the Turtle Doves. June the 12th, the Jordan 1 Low Gorge Greens, easy cop there. June the 13th, the Air Force 1 Low Linens. Keep an eye out for retailers that have these pairs in early. Otherwise, it's going to be the normal routes to get these. These will be popular though. I mean, you know how tan and brown and pink combos go for sneakerheads. That's a no-brainer. And this is a cult classic, genuinely speaking. June the 13th, you have the Artifact Nike Dunk Genesis, the V-Void colorway. This could be for you .swoosh members or you NFT cats out there. Very limited, I'm hearing something like 1,000 pairs of those. And then on June the 13th, same day, you have another Yeezy restock, including the big one, the Wave Runners and the 450 Slides. June the 14th, the Action Bronson New Balance 1906R in the blue colorway. You also have the Nike Air DT Max 960G, the Deion Sanders. So it's a pretty big week. There are a few sneaky bangers out there. What are you guys going for? Let me know. And that is it for this week's sneaker wrap. Thank you guys, as always, for taking the time to watch the video. Do me a favor and hit the like button before you bounce, and I will see you guys on the next one. Take care for now, and peace.